Hello, Tim and Tracy. This is Christoph with Kaiser Works. I would like to walk you through our new plan. This is a plan direction per my email last week, and per our text exchange, we've gone in a new direction, which was the direction to make the east side of the house parallel with the property line on the east, versus what we were doing previously, which was a line which was 90 degrees to the existing house. And we're very much liking this new direction. We also feel that it yields an addition which is easier to build with less surface area, or at least less surface area to interior square foot ratio. So when you have a form that's jogging right and left and right and left and constantly changing direction, that jagged edge means you have more perimeter exterior wall, which is in part an expensive part of the house. And from a design perspective, we feel like we have now arrived at a design which very gracefully marries this new and the old in an interesting way, and it gives you more of what you want as far as we understand it, and namely being a signature piece of architecture that from the street is provocative and interesting and more grand than what we were able to achieve with the previous design. So if I may, I'm going to jump in and talk about the plan that we're looking at here. This is the original home footprint, which you can see here, and more precisely, that home footprint terminates currently right here. So we're preserving that existing block wall, but it is embedded in this case with millwork on either side. So we've created a pantry condition on the back side of a large backdrop kitchen elevation, and the mudroom as we previously had it. If I can take you over here to the driveway, if you'd be coming in as a pedestrian, let's say someone visiting your home, you'd be walking across these steps here, and we're opening up at the very moment where these two forms intersect, where you have the new and the old meeting, we're seeing this as a glass moment. With the entry door coming in this direction, you're actually stepping into the new volume first, and this is sort of the entry vestibule with a coat rack and some additional storage beneath. This we see as a nice art wall, and then walking in this direction you enter the main living space of the home. This is not too dissimilar to what we had previously presented to you, but what we've done now is we've grown the house from this line to the west a few feet, and that enables us to give us a larger, grander elevation that faces the street, and second to that, we have this this very generous mudroom where you have floor-to-ceiling storage on the back side of the kitchen. You also have a water heater closet, and then you have this mudroom moment. The bench we've turned 90 degrees, and so this is where you come in. There would most likely be an upper shelf where you can drop your keys and cell phone. That can also happen on this northern side of that entry area. But the front and back of house kitchen is basically dealt with entirely with this one move. Center of that millwork wall, we have the existing block wall of the house. It's embedded now, and we see that as re-emerging in cases. For example, the backsplash of this new kitchen could be a moment where you see that existing wall peeking through, and I think that would be, it's interesting to. And it also adds richness when you see these moments of the existing house reemerging in a very new iteration. Moving further north, we have our large hearth. This reads as a very solid, massive volume, which is a fireplace / pizza oven for this outdoor kitchen, which registers with that form. And then over here in the living room, we have our large hearth, which we had previously in the last design scheme. That backdrop remains intact. If I may then, let's go back out to the street, and my screen is not showing me where the curb meets this entry path, but right here we have a decomposed granite entry path that is walking you through what we're seeing as a deergrass field. Somewhat wild in nature, but we're seeing this very fluffy meadow of grass that the house sits in. We're seeing a large tree here that is centered on the apex of this roof form. So again, per those Pawson examples we sent you, we're seeing a white body house form with a high-pitched roof form, and per your last comments, Tim, I think we could keep the roof form as is on the existing house, or we can raise it at some expense, we realized, but we could raise that to meet. Ideally, aesthetically, I think it would be best if the high ridge of each of these forms was the same. We would prefer that, but I think this also does work if you keep a large portion of this existing roof and trusses and work with them. So coming back, this is if you are a client or if you're a consultant or if you're a subcontractor coming, you're walking through this field of deer grass on decomposed granite, and you get to a point where you have a concrete area just in front of the door, and then to the left we have a decomposed granite small garden area that's partially covered by the roof overhang and shielded from the street by virtue of these, these are 3 to 4 feet tall deer grass field. So as you approach the house, this is an entirely glass facade, and then this portion is solid here. The center line of the roof is approximately right here. You walk in, and we tried many different iterations of this, but have resolved to create, this is a proper receiving area / lobby / conference room. So it's comfortable, it's casual. On the right side, you have a continuous piece of millwork that goes all the way through the office, and then to your left, you have a small, comfortable sitting area and a conference room table. We played with different iterations where the lounge was tucked into this corner with a small coffee table, and you bring a linear conference room table closer to the door. We're currently liking this idea where you push the conference room table a little bit further into the space. So you've entered your business component of the house. We think there's nice overlap between what is your office and what is your home, as well as healthy separation. So with these doors closed, this door here, for example, you're in office world. We've got a pocket door here that embeds into the hearth, that when closed you have audio separation between your office and the rest of the house. Walking deeper into the space, we're seeing this storage unit and these storage units as storage for the office, also for printers. This is something where you could open up these cabinets. The cabinet faces recess, and you have coffee, you have printing, you have file cabinets and that kind of thing. This is similar to the office setup that we have at our office, where this desk could be reception. You could have a receptionist here. They're the first point of contact when somebody walks in the door, and these 2 facing desks could be your 2 desks. You can also flip one of these around and have 3 desks all facing the large glazing wall that you enter in through. And you can add to this. This is a scalable model such that you could add additional desks to it. And we feel that will let you have some flexibility in the way that you use the space. This would be the office bathroom dedicated to the office, but it's also a bathroom that if you're having guests over and hanging out here, you can send them to that. With this door closed especially, they haven't entered the office space, and it's very clear where they're going. Here you can see the existing envelope of the house, which is eroded in this corner. What we're not showing here is a pipe column, which we could have in that location, but we actually thought we could just extend a beam in this direction, have that column embedded in the new wall, and it would not be visible or an obstruction as you're walking through the house. Back into the central space here again, we're showing stacking sliders going to a corner, and similar to this entry of having this glass corner moment at the entry, we're sort of echoing that again here in this corner in a larger way. This becomes a much larger open space where you're looking, if you're sitting at the island, for example, you're looking into the backyard, you're looking through the house through 2 pieces of glass, and what we're trying to do here is, this could be a bottleneck or sort of an awkward intersection of 2 forms, and we're trying to highlight it and make it a really beautiful moment where inside becomes outside and new and old really share that space. As you walk in here, we're showing a laundry room that is tucked in here. Would love to do a jamless door so that when this door is closed, this volume, if you can imagine this is a wood-clad volume, for example, with a small bench in front of it, is simply an object that you pass by en route to this guest bedroom here. This guest bedroom, as well as each of these additional bedrooms, all have private outdoor space. They feel like suites, almost like a hotel suite in that regard, where each one of them could have like a small butterfly chair perched outside that you can go out to. Continuing down the hall, we're showing a pivot door that is tucked a few feet behind or after the entry to this last bedroom. And then as you walk into the master bedroom, you're walking past one of these planes of glass that give you view out to the pool area. There is a quick use door here, which we're seeing this is frosted glass, and there could be a push release hardware such that you pop this open and you can quickly go right into the restroom here. Right here we have the two vanity sinks, and then moving this direction we have a large shower room with a tub on one end. So we're seeing this is a solid wall, this is a glass wall, this is a glass wall. So if you're in the bathroom shower area or in the tub area, you're looking out at this very intimate little atrium space, which has the has like a catalpa or some flowering beautiful tree that sits out here. You're also looking through that space into the master bedroom suite area. So coming back around, if you're walking through this door, you can take your little shortcut into here. You can also continue on. This we're seeing as a closet. We also talked about this being a shoe wall, and this is a vanity for doing hair and makeup. These pocket doors can be reseated, and that just allows flow through the space to be used in different ways. And then as you continue further north in this hallway, this is a closet room which benefits from natural light coming from these two different areas. We're showing currently a bench in the center of the space. This would be a full height mirror, so you're standing here with light coming from two directions, which makes for a nice closet setting. Passing through here, we have the master bedroom suite. We're showing a California king with the chair tucked into the corner and dropping a screen from the ceiling. So instead of having a TV that stands in the space as a dark piece of furniture that's always there, we're seeing when you turn your TV on, a screen drops out of the ceiling, and that we've also talked about that going the full length of the glass here potentially. There's a continuous garden down the perimeter of this house. So we're seeing this as these are the intimate moments of the house, these are the private moments of the house, and that terminates into this master garden. And we're seeing the delineation between these two, or the separation of these, being done with landscape. So you heavily plant this so this becomes kind of forested and not navigable from at least from the master bedroom's domain further south to these other suites. Just real quickly on the outside of the house, we've got the swimming pool here. The lounge chairs, which are just off screen, are above, and the stairs we're seeing on this side of the pool. And we're seeing these little moments here where you have a primary walk with these two outdoor club chairs and a small table that are tucked into the landscape, and so you feel like you've receded a little bit out of the general line of sight of this navigable area. So we are looking forward to your thoughts on this. We do feel, in conclusion, we feel that we finally hit a mark. We've been kind of struggling and it's felt clunky. We feel now we have a statement piece, a signature piece. The design we've spent a lot of time on in reconciling these two different forms in a way that meets the programmatic desires that you have, and also it does it in such a way where there's a design sensibility about this thing, which is high level. And I think we've got a publishable house here, and we really feel it's going to suit your needs well. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this. Thank you, guys.